everybody, Dr. Rory Stern here, and today I'd like to share with you something new I'm going to try here on the fan page. One thing that I've been given a lot of thought about is that, my whole goal of getting started here was to help people. And it's kind of what I get up for every single day, and it's what I live for, is to help families of children affected by ADHD. So I'm trying this new feature out. You may have seen it. I'm going to ask you all the time, how can I help? And today, Maria Rogers asked a really important question, and it was something to the effect of, can 2-year-old kids be diagnosed with ADHD? And I picked that to answer today because that's a really, really important question. Can kids that young be diagnosed with ADHD? And it really leads to other questions like, should kids that age, that young, be diagnosed with ADHD? And unfortunately, it's a trend I see more and more over the last couple of years of younger kids being diagnosed with ADHD. So let's answer the question. Can kids at 2 to 3 years old be diagnosed with ADHD? Unfortunately, I guess the answer is yes, because I'm seeing it more and more. Should it happen? Absolutely not. Why? Kids at that age are too young. They are still developing. We don't really know what's going on. We don't have a clear diagnostic picture of what's happening. Now, does that mean we're not sure that something is happening? Oh, no. We can absolutely know that something's going on. But as we've talked about, ADHD is a diagnosis of exclusion. The symptoms of hyperactivity, impulsivity, and inattention are far too common among many other conditions, medical illnesses, and diagnoses. So I don't want that diagnosis made that early. Frankly, I've been giving this a lot of thought. Kids are just too young. They're still development. They're still in development. They're still developing. So why would we make that diagnosis so early? And quite frankly, we've got to rule out all these other possibilities, and I don't think at age 2 you can figure that out. Age 3. I have a psychiatrist who I used to work very, very closely with, one psychiatrist who I hold with the highest regard, and she was a little leery about making that diagnosis around the age of 5 or 6. Why? It can be done, but it's dangerous. You just don't really know what's going on. And, you've got to look, are things really that bad? And if that's the case, sure, we can make that diagnosis, but I want to be very, very careful with that diagnosis. I want to be working very closely, not with just one doctor, but with an entire team. A psychiatrist, a psychologist, therapists, social worker, behavior therapist. Not all of those people I'm naming, but those are the people you want to consider. Really we have to look at what's going on in this kid's life. What is causing this behavior to present in such a way that we're thinking ADHD at age 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6 years of age? Again, it can happen. There are stories of moms who will say, oh, I knew during pregnancy that, my child was a little hyperactive. Okay, that can happen too. That's an anecdote. There's no predictive value there. So it's really dangerous. So the bottom line is, I guess, yes, it's being done, Maria, to answer your question. Should it be? I don't believe so. I think you're walking a very slippery slope if a child is being diagnosed with ADHD at age 2 or 3. What I want you to do is go ahead and check out the diagnostic criteria for ADHD. We need to know, particularly, that symptoms were present before the age of 7. But that doesn't necessarily mean we can make reliably, accurately, consistently, that we can make that diagnosis before age 7. So something to think about. I've outlined some resources on the page below, so I want you to go ahead and read through the entire article, the entire blog post that I've written about this, and that'll give you more of a stance on where I'm from. Until the next time, take care, everybody.